Y'all, not Solange out here summoning the ancestors and lighting them voodoo candles after Nicki came for Beyoncé and Jay Z. Word on the streets is Solange and Bey have been dabbling in that African spirituality for a hot minute now, and Nicki just crash landed straight into their spiritual altar. Even Mama Tina was out here more pressed than a lace front in 100-degree weather. We all know Solange doesn't play about Bey. She literally two-pieced Jay Z in that elevator for cheating on Bey, so I don't know why Nicki thought she was safe. Now Solange is out here pulling her idols to wreck her life up. And baby, the receipts are coming in hotter than Nicki's Twitter fingers. Nicki better grab her rosary and get to praying because Solange ain't one of them. Her voodoo is strong. This mess started just a few days ago when Nicki got on Jay Z's tail because apparently he owes her $200 million and has been ducking her for over 7 years. So boom, back in the day, Jay got Nicki, Rihanna, Alicia Keys, and a whole crew of A-list celebs to invest in Tidal. You remember? He sold them this dream of for the artist, by the artist streaming service, which he swore would change the industry. He also promised them bigger royalties as well as a lil 3% stake, only for him to turn around and sell it for $300 million like it was nothing. And get this, each celeb was supposed to get at least $8 million. But Nicki claims she ain't seen a single dollar, not a dime, not even a Venmo. But it gets even worse. When her lawyers tried to get that coin, Jay Z had the audacity to offer her $1 million. Meanwhile, he walked off with $149 million in his pocket and expected her to smile and stay silent. Baby, it's giving scammer. And here's the gag. They tried to make her sign an NDA too, basically telling her, take this lil million and shut up about it. They thought they could buy Nicki's silence. Nicki has actually kept her mouth shut about the BS that went down, but once she saw Roc Nation pushing Megan to now come after her, it was up. She started calling out Jay Z and the entire Roc Nation unit. And she wasn't just doing it subliminally, she was calling them out by name. One of Jay's affiliates at the time came out and said Nicki never got her cut because she didn't sign the contract for the money to be wired to her. But what he didn't tell us was that they were only offering to give her $1 million as well as making her sign an NDA not to talk about what happened.
I want to get back to that for a second, man. I'm not here to defend anybody. I really don't like when people who open up doors as black people get shitted on publicly like that. I just don't like it. I think in that case, what Nicki did was wrong. To bring up Tidal, his streaming company, that he gave you equity in, that you didn't sign the paperwork, and that's the reason why you left millions of dollars on the table. That man didn't do nothing to you. To be talking about somebody who's putting, whether it be Kendrick or Wayne or Drake or Usher, he's putting them on the biggest stage. That's what we should be applauding. That's growth.
Nicki wasn't here for this, and she jumped on X to go off in a long, explosive post that said, LOL. Seeing these men scramble in real time is so satisfying. Y'all can talk about Tidal until you're blue in the face, chi. Y'all massa know Tidal is the least of his worries, stupid. And imagine that being a talking point. Do you know how much of a snake you'd have to have someone do all the work, then come out and say, oh, oop, you never signed your paperwork, lol, this y'all king and y'all rat? So you're saying that brother billionaire would use a legal loophole to not pay a black woman that upheld her part of the bargain? Then threaten her that if she didn't sign a random paper in 24 hours, she'd lose out on a measly $1 million because that's what y'all were offering? I'm so glad I said nope. Scare tactics and manipulation to steal what I worked for. So while I was working for the company, they let me work with nothing signed. Like, how stupid can you silly niggas be? LMFAO. Y'all really have no understanding of business, huh? So now you're saying that when we signed our contracts in front of the world, those were fake? LOL. So now you've admitted to fraudulent tactics for the media, like, huh? So in that case, I don't have to abide by any NDAs then, right? Lols. By the way, who authorized the Shade Room post using my face as one of the artists claiming we all received almost 9 million? Shade Room can't post about Demori or Rymir, so clearly it would seem that Bot Nation themselves authorized that post, right? Like, there's no way you can be this stupid in 2025. She added, silly wobbits, if y'all think this is about 9mm or Tidal, y'all haven't been paying attention. That's the least of their worries, Bookie. Least of their worries. Trust me. Meet me back at this post a year from now. As usual, the Barbs were talking behind their queen, and they made that very clear when Beyoncé's mama, Miss Tina, tried to be shady by posting a photo of her and Beyoncé with a funny caption that was clearly directed at Nicki. In her caption, she said, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my faves didn't lose their minds like some people. Y'all have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance, as at Miss Tina Knowles would say." The Barbs chewed her up so bad for this that she ended up editing the caption a bunch of times before settling on this caption, "Scaly gaslighting us." She said, "Wow, I reposted this because it was talking about our relationship. It had nothing to do with anyone other than me and Beyoncé. Please stop being messy and dragging me into something I don't have anything to do with. You guys should be ashamed." Solange, on the other hand, didn't care, and she got on her Instagram to make Nicki know that she was summoning her idols to come teach her a lesson. She posted these photos of her and her idols on Instagram and turned off the comments so the Barbs wouldn't even get the chance to light her up like they did to her mama. Now, even aside Nicki having an issue with Bey, another reason why people are convinced she was also coming for Bey was because she has an actual issue with her outside of her issues with Jay Z. Around the time she was going off on Jay, she also got on Station Head to tell her fans that just because she's featured on a song with someone actively playing the song doesn't mean she rocks with them. And guess what? While she was saying this, she was also playing Feeling Myself, her song with Beyoncé.
Like music, it doesn't mean that I rock with the person or whatever. Like, I really want y'all to notice. I hate to have to say this. What we doing? Like, are we rocking with, or we ain't rocking with and that's why I love them. That's why I love y'all. But, so I just wanted to make that disclaimer. So everybody know from now till whenever, okay? Just because I play a song that I happen to be featured on, don't mean see him on the street, kick him right in my throat.
It's very clear that she has a problem with not just Jay Z, but Beyoncé too. And it isn't going to be long before this entire mess blows up even more. As usual, people had their own thought, like this person who said, "You never know what Nicki practices behind closed doors. People have to stop thinking everyone walks around in fear. God is the highest power there is." Another person said, "If this is true, Nicki better pray Solange doesn't know where she lives. Remember that elevator fight and when her character Camille on Bring It On almost beat Britney's behind?" But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Nicki dragging Beyoncé and Jay Z? And do y'all think Solange was really trying to off Nicki with her voodoo? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video. So, and